Okay. Hi, I'm Charlie Sisk with Sisk Rifles, and we're going to talk about the new STAR rifle I made. STAR, S-T-A-R, stands for Sisk Tactical Adaptive Rifle. So we'll start on the buttstock end here, and obviously this is the recoil pad end, and what we have here is the recoil shaft. This piece here, and same as this one, is threaded up into the buttstock, and it allows the recoil pad to rotate 360 degrees. When you do that, obviously that lengthens or shortens the buttstock. On the recoil shaft here, with it oriented in this particular position, we have the index marks on the side, but you can see them much better here. The recoil shaft has the recoil plate attached to it with 4 bolts that go through these holes. And one end of this shaft has an angle on it, the other is straight. So if you have the shaft like here, and put it on, you'll see the bottom of the recoil pad will be kicked in a little bit. Turn it 90 degrees, it'll be kicked over. 90 more degrees kicks the bottom of it out. 90 degrees more kicks it over this way. So you can index this around to where it always fits your shoulder. And if you choose to not have an angle, pull it out, put the other end on, put the bolts on, and it'll be perfectly flat. Also, there are 5 different sets of holes here, so you can actually have the shaft up and down on the recoil plate depending on what position you're in and what you need. And again, there are index marks here, and I don't know if you can see them in the video, but there's 1 through 5 and 1 through 5. So if you're using one end, use these marks. When you turn around the other, you still have the marks there where you can see them. On the end of the stock here, we have another position here where the recoil shaft can go in. They can thread up in about this far. And the reason for the lower shaft, if you're in a prone position or something, you need to get down lower. You thread the shaft out, put it in the lower one, and you can change your position and still get the rifle up to you where the buttstock fits your shoulder and you've got good contact there. On the bottom of the stock and the very top, we have plugs in here. This is a threaded hole, goes up through here. There's another one that goes all the way up to the front of the stock. It can be used for storage if you want to. They're just a standard plug that goes and screws up in there to keep whatever you want in there, or just keep everything out that you don't want to get up in there. Then on the cheek piece, obviously you can adjust it up and down. You can also slide it forward and aft, and it will angle at any of these angles. So you can adjust this to where it gets to where it fits you. I typically have my pad adjusted something up like this because that fits me in most positions. But if you look, you've got index marks on the stock here as well. So if you're in a prone position, you may need, say have a 1.5 and a 2 if that fits you, and then in some other position you may need it just the opposite. But whatever your positions are, you write that down. You always come back to whatever that you had before. Moving forward, we get up here to the star joint, and you have index marks up here as well, and you can each mark represents 4.5 degrees. So you loosen the star nut here like this, and it allows you to rotate the buttstock all the way around its axis like this. So depending on if you're shooting off a bench, laying down prone, in some leaned over position, you can adjust this to get it exactly in a position that fits you. Also, it's a takedown feature, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. Moving forward up on the stock, the fore end is obviously all aluminum. You have your QD recesses here for your QD sling. You just pop it right into the stock, and you don't have an extra fixture that's hanging out on the side protruding. And you have fixture here, one on the end, you've got 2 on the bottom, you got 1 on either side of the buttstock, and 1 down here on the bottom too, so you can sling it up several different ways there. We have a detachable box magazine here, and on this particular rifle, this is a 308, has a 7 contour Lilja barrel, the 1 in 10 twist, will shoot up to 200 to 220 grain bullets. It'll stabilize the heavier bullets just fine. I mounted a bipod on this particular rifle for the shooting we're going to be doing this afternoon. Also, you can mount a section of Picatinny rail on the side, on the bottom, on the other side, on the bottom of the buttstock back here, so you can put a monopod, and all of these attach points will be drilled and tapped into the aluminum, so they're going to be extremely rigid. They're not going to move, they're not going to change point of impact, they're going to be very, very solid there. And then it is a takedown rifle, as I mentioned a minute ago, and to do that, you just loosen the star nut up like this and just thread it on off, and then the buttstock will come all the way off like this, and you can put it in a case, you know, and carry it in a shorter case. When you get ready to put it back together, it's very simple. You take the star nut, drop it down in the slot, slide it back up on the star shaft, tighten it up. Because this is held to a very tight tolerance, the slot in the stock and the nut, you don't have any alignment problems. It's all held up straight for you. You can't really misalign it. So you just put it up on there like that and keep turning it and tighten it up and put it back in whatever position that you had it in.